Happy days and welcome to a brand new series with myself, Paul Rees, and the amazing, all the way from Australia, Donna Martin. And we have something special. So we are bringing to you a brand new series called Redesigning Legacy for the Philanthropic Entrepreneur. Yes, I said it. Redesigning Legacy for the Philanthropic Entrepreneur. And myself and amazing Donna are going to be here on a weekly, mostly basis. Sometimes, if we have a bit of a vacation, it could be bi-weekly. But we are very relaxed and very easygoing. And we're looking at our videos, just putting it out there. So you set the time aside between 5 to 10 minutes every time you come on there. So be ready because it's going to be powerful. And Donna, thank you so much for your time.
You're so welcome, Paul. I am absolutely delighted that we're collaborating and doing this. It is, it's going to be incredible.
Now,
we
are going to be jumping in every week with a little title, as I do with all my kind of work. And I love this because when it comes to doing videos, this is easy peasy lemon squeezy for you because you do this on a regular basis yourself. I see them out there. And this week's, we're going to say Legacy Power Deep Dive is, what is the framework that makes up for the philanthropic entrepreneur? Let's start with yourself, Donna. What do you feel the framework is that makes up for a philanthropic entrepreneur?
For me, I didn't even know what that word was, Paul, when we went on our first interview and deep dive, and I didn't realise that it actually associated with my need, my desire, my passion, my purpose within, that I had ignited and always felt had been here. I didn't realise that that was philanthropy, that doing good, that desire to help and serve others. And then when you combine that to your actual business as an entrepreneur, you're going, okay, it's not just a business. How do I serve? How do I help people? How do I work through my skill set, my wisdom, what I've gone through to actually add that truth and help? Yeah. But then the mommy side comes in because I have 3 boys, my hobby, me, the life, the constraints, the restrictions, the guilt, the shame, that imbalance to the desire to help everybody else, but the guilt of being a mommy and your family is first and your values. And then you forget about you. Not even as an entrepreneur, but the you, who are you? And you're overwhelmed then with all these titles trying to be everything to everyone. So that philanthropic entrepreneur to me is really about aligning your need, your desire to fulfill a purpose while you're here. It's about aligning it to your values, to your family, to your business, and to that. Yeah.
I mean, I love how you said that. It almost, I'm just writing these down because you give me loads of little golden nuggets for other videos to come. But also, when we think about it, it's about your core values and creating a broadband. You know, just like, so you think about, okay, these are my core values. Now, how can I put that into a broadband of experience so others can take as many essences as they can from my own values and then increase the value of that in their broadband. I mean, I think on a kind of looking at it from a digital point of view, if we should, it is about sharing sharing the part of you that really is your deepest interpersonal connection to yourself, with yourself, and then making that bigger for others to make it bigger and make it bigger.
It's internal. Everything begins with you. Everything begins with me. We are full 100% responsible for ourselves. But when we put a title on ourselves as an entrepreneur, as a mommy, as a partner, as a philanthropist, we then have the ego and we have all this need that comes in, all this burden and energy and attachment then we're sitting going, holy, how did I get here? And it's overwhelmed, it's frustration, and it's that mere feeling of, who am I? Like, take off the mask. Like this person that I am letting on that's juggling all this stuff isn't really managing.
Yeah.
And when do you end the juggle or drop the balls? When do you stop living in that state of stress and go, right, I'm going to own this and I'm going to align to me, go back to your why, but your calling, why, your purpose.
The why. When you go back to the why, this is huge because also at the same time, it's such a broad question. When somebody goes, why are you entrepreneur? Why do you feel the need to be philanthropic? Oh, it's so big. It's like asking a child when they come home from school, how was your day? is too big of a question, because you need to break it down. And we think about what is the framework to being a philanthropic, or to wanting to, because it's a way of life. Being a philanthropic entrepreneur is really looking at, well, first of all, what's the size of my generosity to me first? What's the size of my own generosity to me? Because if I can't see my generosity, then I cannot give it out. Is my generosity one way? Is my generosity private? Is my generosity, does it carry guilt, as you say? Does my generosity come from my, what's the word? Come on, Paul, you're getting out. Imposter syndrome. Does my generosity come from wanting to be liked? We have to look at, first of all, the value of your generosity to yourself. When I say the value, not a pound coin value, but a life currency value, which we're going to touch on in another episode. What is your value to you? What is your value to you, Don? I mean, my value to me is, my job is to make my wife love my wife. My job is to make Deb love Deb. By doing that, I am being the best to me, not to her, to me. When we think about that, you're a mom. You have beautiful sons. So are you a mom that's just there to say, no, not just there. Your mom is saying, I'm going to make my sons have a beautiful life. No. Where's your beautiful life? We can't live a beautiful life through our children, through being a good husband or a good wife. We can only live a beautiful life through being the beautiful to us first. Now that sounds, again, quite vague, doesn't it? You think, oh man, that's not one of those lines again. No one knows.
Well, if I tell you not the one of those lines, but if I get you to ask the question, when you wake up in the morning, how do you feel about what it is you're about to do? What is the feeling that you attach when you say the word philanthropic, when you think about the values? Where does that feeling, where does that energy sit in your body? What is that pursuit? What is that need, that drive? Because it comes from a feeling which has come from something that is repetitively, internally inside. When people say to you, why do you bother to do that? And your logic, your words, your language is going, well, I don't know, because you can't articulate it. Go to your feeling, because you have that feeling. Because I have it, you have it. When you have this need and you can't articulate and you can't explain, it can be so freaking frustrating. It can be so, where your husband's going, why are you doing that? Or why are you putting us at this? And why are you spending hours there? And why are you... I've heard this so much, Paul, and I get it. Like, you're just going, there's times I'd be sitting going, why am I doing this? Why did I miss this? Why did I not put my kids first? Why did I have the need to get up and do this and pursue this? Why did I have the need to leave nursing and go out as an entrepreneur? Why did I have the need to talk about our emotional intellect and our emotional currency? Why did I have the need to go deeper? Because it is that internal intuition. It is that internal feeling that you can't much you try. That is your essence. It is your truth. When you know the truth, the emotional truth, Paul.
Wow.
That's what it is. Yeah.
And you're right. It is. A philanthropic mindset is definitely one of the most organic shapes that we can be as human beings. It's the easiest shape, actually, to be as a human being. If we think about it, as a business person, it's the easiest shape to be as a business person, a philanthropic approach to running a business, a philanthropic approach to shaping yourself as an entrepreneur. And if we look, Donna, at the history of entrepreneurs, at the history of giving and care and share, we will see that all those individuals practice the philanthropic way of life. And it's easy.
It doesn't just go in their business, yeah.
It's so easy because, for all you watching this series out there, and this is, I'm lucky first to have Donna Martin at the end of my screen here. And trust me, this lady is an absolute library of depth. And we're going to be going into some amazing opportunities to share some of what is the redesigning of legacy. It's going to be beautiful. It really is there. Donna, if there was something we could add to the end of this, what is it you'd like to shout out? Because I know you always have some golden nugget there. We've been talking about broadband of values. We've been talking about, really understanding where your value comes from in yourself. I mean, for me, I'm going to say, my truest value to me is being really understanding the importance of making someone love someone. And I mean that if you do that unconditionally within the essence of the contract of marriage, then you really do it teaches you a lot about yourself. I've taught a lot to me when it comes to understanding that importance. What you feel is yours.
For me, it's definitely connected to that emotional truth of self. It's to being true to you, daring to be you, that emotional truth that you write, because you are the magnet, you are the foregoer, you are that one, that whatever is in you comes right out to others. And that's what I want for my boys. When you're talking about redefining that legacy and really sit with that at the end of this, what is that emotional truth? What are you radiating out? What are you imprinting?
Happy days. Donna, thank you ever so much. This has been so beautiful. And
You're welcome.
All the people who've really enjoyed this, we're going to be here mostly weekly, sometimes bi-weekly. We'll let you know. And please, subscribe to the channel. This is going to be absolutely beautiful. And here we are, brand new series with Donna Martin, beaming in from Australia, redesigning legacy for the philanthropic entrepreneur. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you.